The story of my university expulsion. How Valera became Valeri. My name is Valera, or as most people in the States know me, James Harrison. But now, as I write these words, I am Valeri, and that name holds far more weight than all my university degrees combined. My parents always envisioned me in a white collar, clutching a degree from a prestigious East Coast university, holding shares in Google, or whatever else the American dream requires. I was their golden boy, their pride. The first cracks. I enrolled in computer science. The first year was a breeze. I had a knack for coding. I enjoyed solving those mathematical puzzles. But by the end of the year, something snapped. Success became routine. The pressure became unbearable. My dad constantly grilled me about internships, and my mom about my promising friends. My real escape was the beat room, my friend Mitch's small dusty basement, where our synthesizers, old speakers, and my favorite MIDI controller sat. I discovered the world of electronic music. I could stay there until dawn, creating entire universes out of bass and syncopated beats. It was alive. It was mine. The fatal choice. My double life, university and the studio, left me exhausted. I had skipped so many advanced databases lectures that even my self-confidence was dwindling. Then came the final project. It was complex, massive, and I had just returned from an impromptu gig at an underground club, barely able to see straight. Panic drove me to make the stupidest mistake of my life. I found a perfect, yet very specific piece of code deep in the internet that solved our problem. I simply copied a significant fragment, I changed a few comments, renamed a couple of variables. I tried to convince myself it was just a quick start. When Professor O'Connell called me into his office, I already knew. His face was surprisingly calm, but his eyes held complete contempt. He showed me the plagiarism report, 98% match. Mr. Harrison, you have demonstrated academic dishonesty. This is the end, were the last words I heard in that university. The disconnect. The official expulsion letter lay on my bed. I came home and just waited for the verdict. When my parents returned, the tension was so thick, you could almost hear the floorboards creak beneath their feet. My father read the letter. His face was initially white, then flushed crimson. "Do you realize?" His voice was dangerously low. "We invested everything in you. You shamed us. Did you just copy it? This is cheating, Valera." My mother started to cry. She screamed about a lost future and ruined dreams. I couldn't stay silent. I hate those databases. I hate sitting there doing what you forced me to do. My music is not a hobby. It's my life. I didn't want to be the next Richard Harrison. It was the first time I had yelled at them that loud. That was the line that broke them. If you don't appreciate what we've given you, then you don't belong here. My father spat, pointing at the door. Go, and don't come back until you learn to be a grown-up. I didn't argue. I grabbed my backpack, which held my laptop and MIDI controller, my only valuables. Slamming the door shut, I didn't just leave the house. I walked out of my old life. Valeri. The following months were a struggle. I crashed at Mitch's, unloaded cargo trucks in the mornings, and created music all night. The pain, the anger, the feeling of familial severance, it all poured into my tracks. I decided my name was now Valeri. It was my pseudonym, my new identity. One day, I sent a track I called Disconnection to a small independent electronic label. That track contained all my tears and all my failures, but also a wild energy. They signed it.
Disconnection went viral. Not mainstream, but a cult hit in our circles. A year and a half later, I was playing a massive set at a major music festival. My name was now knowing to thousands. After the set, as I stepped off the stage, I saw them, my father and mother. They stood near the barrier, their faces a mixture of pride and confusion. "That was incredible, Valera," my father said quietly. His voice trembled. "I know you wanted me to be an engineer," I replied, holding my controller, which had become my diploma. "But this is my education. I learned honesty and hard work here. And now I am strong." They still didn't understand my music, but they saw my eyes. They saw that I had found my way. Reconciliation is a long process, but I became Valeri, and my expulsion from university was, in essence, my graduation into real life. And it was the best education I could have ever received.